So hello, so this video is, give me a second, this light's annoying me, I'm gonna go shut it. Okay, I'm back. So this video, by the title, I don't really know what I'm gonna be calling this. Maybe like something about my nose surgeries and or my septoplasty journey. Oh, sorry, there's my dog, she's coming to say hello, she's tired. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna talk about my nose journey of so far. So I've had 2 nose surgeries. They have been classified as septoplasties. So I had my first nose surgery of March 2015. I guess I'll tell you why I got the surgery. So when I was younger, I was like, we're coming back from an event in the car and I was sleeping on my dad's lap. Probably would have been maybe like, I remember I was in, I think grade 4, so I would have been like about 8, probably 8 or 9, I think I was, when this happened. So I was laying on my dad's lap sleeping and he saw a lump on this side of my nose, like covering pretty much all my nose. So they got really scared and they brought me straight to the doctors, and then they did all the tests and everything. And they basically just said I would have had a hit when I was younger. I would have been hit really hard with a ball, or I would have fallen and like something bad would happen where I would have been like screaming in pain, and it knocked my cartilage out. Now, I have a sister. I always joke around and say maybe she hit me hard when I was younger and that's what happened. I don't doubt that happened, but I was a very emotional kid. Like I always cried. So who knows when this happened, you know? But they basically said because your nose grows, it'd be safer for them to wait until I was older. So like when I was like an adult, so 18, I could have the surgery. So from that point, I realized I really couldn't breathe properly through my left side of my nose. It was just like less air on this side than this side. So I waited and waited and waited. And then that's when I think I was 17, we said, okay, let's start the process now. So I'm 18, I can have the surgery. So I'm pretty sure I had my nose surgery when I was 18. Let me just double check. So actually, I would have started the process probably before, when I was 17. So I had my surgery when I was 19, or the year when I was turning 19 that year. Because I do remember I was in uni doing a film course. So basically, okay, I went for the surgery. I had a cast on for it was over 2 weeks. I remember, oh, sorry, my phone nearly just fell. My dog, she wants me to hold her bone. Look at her. Hello. Sorry. So I was supposed to take my cast off my nose after 2 weeks. Didn't happen. I remember it was like a WrestleMania and I went and got my cast off, I think after the 3-week mark. But I thought everything went fine with the surgery. So when I came out of surgery, like best recovery, didn't really feel bad, didn't really have anything, like I felt okay. Like there was pain a bit, but it was manageable. So once I took the cast off, my nose was very swollen still. I'll put some photos up now of my surgery, and I'll talk you through them. So this is my nose after surgery. And again, this was me after surgery. How cool do I look? And then this next photo that's going to come up is how swollen it was after my surgery, after the cast was off. Once the swelling went down, I could have a proper look at my nose. I knew I wasn't happy with what had happened. So I'll show you my nose a bit closer now. So this is what my nose looks like at the moment. It doesn't look bad. Like people go, oh my God, your nose is fine. But if you can see through this side, it is bent on this side and it's always been bent on that side. Like, can you see the little bump? Yep. So pretty much my nose goes down and across. So like if I do this, that's when my nose would be straight, and that's not. But anyway, I'll put another photo up now. So this is me. You can see my nose in this picture as well. So this wasn't long after my surgery. This was probably So this is just a photo of me and my friend. You can see how big my nose looks and how on the left again, there is that bump. So yeah, that was probably a couple months, maybe 4 or 5 months after. But I could just see, like, I wasn't happy with my nose. So I went back to the doctor, oh, my dog, and I was like, I still can't breathe properly. But when I went in for my surgery, I was dumb enough, I was young, I didn't read the papers. I thought they stuffed my nose up because they had students do my nose. And look, I'm someone who's like, you know, someone needs to train, like, I'm fine with that. But I thought they fucked my nose up because I still couldn't breathe properly. And they told me they were going to reduce the bump on my left, on the side. So I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to come out with fucking, like, a nose job, like a free, like, nose job, basically. Didn't happen. So I wasn't happy. So I went back in and they were like, well, you should have, like, read the papers. And I was like, this rude doctor, I was so annoyed. Anyway, I went back in for my second surgery at, I think it was 2016, November. Went in, came out, it was the worst recovery of my life. So this one, they did my turbinates or something. There's like, they reduced my turbine something, okay? If I can find the word, I'll put it here. But came out, they wouldn't let me eat for ages because I had blood running down the back of my throat and they were worried. So they didn't let me eat until I was like forcing, like, I'm fucking hungry. Like, give me something. Then all the medication when I went home made me very, very sick. I was like very nauseous. They took the cast off and everything. I'll put a picture of, actually, it's like a little video I'll pop of me after my second surgery at the hospital. So this is me after the second surgery. So I couldn't find the actual video, I couldn't grab it, but this is my photo. So you can tell I'm very unhappy after my second surgery. Went home, all that cast was off, so that was, I don't know what that was, they all took it off. I remember in, like, I think it was like a couple of days after I got home, my nose started gushing blood. So that's ended up stopping. It was just like a big blood gush thing, but apparently it was not, can happen, so it was normal. And then I was just very sick, like very, very, very nauseous. So my mum ended up taking me back to the hospital. And they were like, why are you on this medication? I was like, well, they told me to take this medication. They're like, you shouldn't have been on this. That's what's making you sick. So they gave me some, like, anti-nausea. Yeah, so they're like, don't take it anymore. So I went home and then I had an okay recovery after that. Like, it was just the medication which was making me sick. But then after everything healed, I'll see if I can find a picture after my surgery. This is a picture after if I had one. Or you can just look at my nose now. Just have a look. So this is after my surgery. There's still a bump, so they didn't do anything about that. I still can't breathe properly. So I remember going to my boyfriend's house, and his roommate was a vet. She was like a veterinarian and trainee, and I don't know, it just makes sense. Maybe she's a vet, she knows this stuff, but she knows more anatomy and everything like that. So she ended up saying, why don't you just have a look at your doctor and ask them if you have sinusitis? I think that's how you say it. So I ended up going on like a whole Google search for it. And basically what sinusitis is, it's here gets basically too full. And one of the biggest signs was that you have stuff running down the back of your throat. Now constantly, like what I just did there is me clearing my throat. I constantly have stuff running down the back of my throat. I can't like just cough it up. It's just always there. I had pain sometimes through here, and then it goes into like the top of my teeth. And I couldn't ever figure out why. So I was like, this is why, like this is what I have. So I went in to the doctor. I left my surgeries for a while. So now it's 2020. 2019 I went in again. I was like, okay, let's sort this out. I think I have this. So like, okay, so let's just go get some scans done. So we got scans done and they came back with moderate sinusitis. And then another health issue came about, so I had to deal with that first. And I just didn't go back with my nose. So then I eventually went back into the same place, which was just a different place. I just wanted to go to a different doctor and everything. And they were like, okay, well, the scans, it's been too long now, so you have to get another scan. And I was like, are you kidding me? So I didn't even want to get the scan at the moment. They're like, okay, we're just going to put you on the list for the public hospital now, and we'll see what we can do. And just like then you can talk to a specialist and see what's going on. I said, sure, done. I said, I don't want to go back to the hospital I went to, is in the Northern. I don't want to go back to them. I want to go to There's another public hospital, but then every time I try to go to that other hospital for other issues, they would always send me a note back saying, oh, you don't live in the area and it's just too much people in the area, so you need to go back to your other hospital, which was so annoying. So now I'm sitting here, and I am still trying to figure my nose out. So I went back to because COVID's happening, I can't go into a doctor. I have to do like telephone consults. So I've gone in for consults, and I've just figured some things out, and they basically have put me on this medication. I'll go grab it. Okay, so this is the medication they have put me on. Basically what it is, it's called Periacetin, I don't really know, that's what it is. Anyway, I'm supposed to take one every night, but I haven't been. I took one so far because I'm very bad at I just forget things all the time, and I haven't been staying at my house. And when I took my first one at night, I was at my house. First night, I didn't feel anything different throughout the day, next day. But basically what that is, it is a very high dose of antihistamine or something like that. And that didn't help me on the first day. So I'm going to actually start religiously taking that every night now and see if it does make a difference. But she said, we'll start from there. If that doesn't work, then we'll call me back after 2 or 3 weeks and see, we'll go for a next step. So I'm hoping this doctor will help me out, because I'm just over, sometimes I have so much health issues at the moment that I feel like I'm just repeating myself, or they just don't believe me. I've had 2 nose surgeries. I've had a jaw surgery. I had a mole removed in my back. I've also had a cyst removed on the side of my hip. I've had low iron. I have some dizzy issues going on right now, which we think is because of my neck. So yeah, I have a lot of health issues, and I also have cysts on my ovaries that keep recurring. So yeah, I have a lot of health issues. If you want to know about any of that, I also had endometriosis, which I recovered from a surgery. I had the surgery the last day, it was a Tuesday before we went into lockdown, our first lockdown in Melbourne. So yeah, that's my story so far. But I think they put me on the list for a different nose issue as well for rhino, because I just, at the point, if you look at my nose, I just really want my nose to be better. I want it to be straight. On this side it looks way better. I want it to be smooth, and I think it's just because I've had my whole life, since I've been young, this has been the issue. They've told me this is my issue, so I've been so focused on it, and I just want to fix. And even my boyfriend's like, don't get a surgery, don't get rhinoplasty, blah blah. And I do have to be careful because I've had already 2 surgeries on my nose. There's a lot of something could go wrong if I have a 3rd surgery on my nose, and then if I don't like it, what am I going to say? So I'm kind of should I just be happy with the nose I have, but I still can't breathe properly, and the whole point of the surgery was for me to breathe. I'll see if you can see into my nose bit, so you can see if the bump's still there. So see this little area here? This was covered like this, it was probably like this, like that, yeah. But you can definitely see reduced heaps. But yeah, that's my nose at the moment. I'll update when I get more news, and update maybe how it's like taking the medication. If you have any questions, just comment below and subscribe to see my nose journey.